And we're live.
Yay!
I have to do woo woo. That's what I do every time. Woo woo.
Woo woo.
Woo 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 woo.
Okay. Whoops. So now this is the fun part really quick where I get to send out the... Do you still want me to text it to you? Amy?
Do what?
Do you still want me to text it to you? So you can watch it
Text.
too? The link?
Oh, yeah, that'd be wonderful.
Okay. I'm going to drop it in chats. All right. I have I don't know which direction to go. So I have coffee, Prosecco, and water in a row. Just depending on what I feel like at the moment. Okay. I think I have more messages today than I've ever had in my entire life. And when I get like that, I just don't answer any of them. All right. So and then Patreon.
I'm sending it to Linda, Barbara, and
Man, I always get the worst pick. Okay. Alrighty. And it's in Patreon. Did you put it in the Facebook group?
Oh, I just got it.
Cool. All right. You might want to turn your volume down just a bit. Hey, Beth. Hey, Shannon. Debbie and Leslie gets to be here. Hey, Anne-Marie. Oh, yeah, there's a little bit of a delay. You probably want to turn your volume down on the YouTube link, Amy.
Okay, got it. Do you want to send me the YouTube link? Because I'm not seeing any comments.
Yes, let me send it to you. How you guys doing? There you go.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Lola.
There we go.
Hey, Allie. Hey, Abby. Hey, Sam. Oh, good to see you here. I missed you last week. Although, did you miss anything here? I don't know.
I think I did everything I'm supposed to.
Did you?
I think so. I think I'm good to go.
I was just telling Sam we had a weird live last week. We were worked up. It was a little bit of an angry live. Hey, MJ. Hey, Nicole.
Yeah. And it's funny because YouTube didn't even want us to have that live.
I know.
No, you are not allowed to post this.
I felt like it was kind of divine intervention because all this, I've never had that message before ever. And then we were all going off during the live and all angry, and it just said stream not available. I was like, well, I'm not sure what to do. That was weird. Hopefully that doesn't happen tonight. I don't think so, though. I've never had that issue. And we were having issues all night, so I think that's why. I know. Ours was, too. I don't know what that was about.
Hearing it here first. You heard it here first.
Are you ready?
Make sure you tell everybody where you heard it from first. You don't really need to do that. That's a joke. That's just a joke.
You're exclusive.
This is exclusive new watch footage. There's no footage either. So don't.
No,
just
not.
Ignore me. I'm not even here. I'm just gonna sit back, relax.
You're not. Just your boobs.
Just my boobs.
Yes, we were venting, Beth. Theresa vented about something. I vented about something. There's a lot of purging going on. Hey, Jess.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about this, Allie. I was just reading this. What in the hell is going on?
Are you kidding me?
No, it's from Netflix. She just posted the email in her group. I sent her the link too, so I'm hoping that maybe she'll pop on so she can tell us about it.
Netflix gave her the copyright strike on YouTube.
Yeah.
How
something about the body cam footage of the case.
You mean
and I can prove that I had that shit downloaded on my laptop way before Netflix ever did.
Wow, that's kind of weird because they don't own the rights to that.
No.
God, little greedy bastards, aren't they?
That's going to be interesting. AD was going to have some live today about that. I don't know. I didn't watch her. I don't know what it was actually about, but it was something about, does Netflix own the Watts footage?
They don't. How can they own public discovery?
Public documents.
You know what? Especially being Natasha, I'd be like, guess what?
The email says this is not a copyright strike. It is a something. Hold on. I'm going to go back to it.
Yeah, there's a difference. There's a copyright claim and a copyright strike. I've only had the claim so far. Because especially Allie, Natasha should be like, you know what, bitches, I paid for this. So I don't understand.
Oh, yeah. She actually paid for her shit.
Yeah.
And
they're public documents.
Okay, so it says, hi, True Psych Ward. A copyright owner using Content ID has claimed some material in your video. Your video is live and the visibility settings you selected remain applied to it, but it is now either being monetized by the copyright owner or they have chosen to receive analytics about it. So they're either making money off of Natasha's video or they are getting all the updates about how much it's watched and everything else.
So it says copyright claim. Is that what you said at the top? Hey, Denise. AD got the same letter. I haven't checked my email. Hey, Caffeine Q. I don't understand either. Hey, Natasha. I don't know.
Hey, there you are. Good. Perfect. I wanted you to come on so you could actually talk about it.
Natasha, what is up with that?
So it says that they're either making money off of her video, that they've monetized her video basically, or that they are getting all the analytics for what YouTube has, how many views it gets, what happens with it, the comments. They have all the analytics behind the video. Like, how the F is that possible?
I don't understand either.
It's not like it's. And what does it tell you? What video? I gotta go into comments.
That's okay.
Sorry, you guys.
If she makes money off the video, they're entitled to it. It says this is not a copyright strike. This claim does not affect your account status.
Oh.
The video title is Chris Watts Case Files, initial body cam footage with comments, copyrighted content, American Murder, The Family Next Door, claimed by Netflix. What the F?
Well, I've gotten that notice before too. I mean, not from Netflix though. So it's basically saying either they have rights to some of the money or they're collecting the data on it. Yep. I've gotten that with a song before. Not body cam footage.
But how in the hell with the body cam footage? I got to go back and see exactly what video that is, Natasha. You obviously would know. Chris Watts Case Files, initial body cam footage with comments. So it's just body cam footage?
Hey, Jolie. Yay, Jolie's here. You better fight that, Natasha. That is BS.
How many other creators are going to get that?
I should go ahead and check my email. Are they going to retroactively do that too?
Dude.
I'm actually going to go in and check.
You going to check your email right now?
Mm-hmm. Just to see.
It's your video with the funny thumbnail. It's Coonrad's body cam, but it's a public discovery. It's a public record. How would Netflix own any public record? Who the hell's getting paid for that? Natasha says she already disputed it.
Oh, good.
Oh, that is a bunch of shit.
That is ridiculous.
That they're going to take the time to go through and do that to any video, much less how many videos are they going to do that to?
Yeah. They're already this big monopoly. They're going to.
You're talking like, I mean, what Natasha has like 5,000 subs. So I mean, what she makes, a dime off of a video. You know what I mean? Like, that's ridiculous.
That's what I was saying, Natasha. You even paid for those, but not. I mean, not that they're public documents. So, and on top of that,
but she should have the actual right because she did pay for them. She paid for that shit. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Was the plan all along to get everyone to shut up, and if they don't, they're going to start cashing in on their videos?
I don't have anything, but yet I haven't put out anything publicly in a while on Watts, so it'd be interesting
what's
to
the
see.
date of your video, Natasha?
Yeah, same, Jolie.
They're gonna tell you that even if you watch YouTube videos with Watts content, that it now belongs to Netflix.
No.
Yeah, no, thank you.
And I think if I remember correctly, a copyright claim, it's not something that, YouTube is not saying that they endorse it or anything. So if you fight it, I'm sure they're not going to be able to actually enforce it. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's really annoying. I'm so sick of people trying to tell us what to do with this damn case. Especially 2 years later. Especially when the ads that I've seen for it have every fact wrong on the case whatsoever. Nicole Kissinger. And on August 15th, after finding the bodies, Chris confessed. They have so many mistakes in their promo. It's ridiculous. I didn't forget about you, Amy. We're just hashing this out first.
That's okay. I don't mind. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we were talking about that in the Facebook Patreon group last night. How many errors there are on the promo. Absolutely ridiculous. It actually it was giving me anxiety. We were all getting mad about it because nothing's right. What else did they say? I don't know if you remember, Teresa. There was something else. There was a lot of them.
They said that the ring was found under the bed.
Yeah.
They said that it came out later that everybody was drugged before he killed them. Other articles have called Bella Bell.
Oh my God.
There was Allie and I went around the first couple articles about all the crap that they were saying that was wrong.
Yeah, most of it is wrong. And so I really hope, I mean, for that amount of money and the amount of views they're going to pull, I would hope they did their due diligence. My expectations are low, but.
Oh, yeah, they said that Nicole Atkinson called them in and reported them missing on August 15th. And that's not just one article, that's 2 articles that did that.
Yep. No, Jolie, it's not that Amy. It's a different Amy. I can see why you went there, but no.
But I mean, mean, I guess they could technically buy it from Frederick PD the same way that Natasha did, but that would not give them any more right to it than Natasha has. That's what I'm saying. Of any creator to go after, it's the stupidest move to go after her, who actually has the receipts for paying for this. You know what I mean? Like,
that's right. Strangled. If they don't even have the causes of death right, it's just not a good thing. Oscar-winning producer, yeah, exactly. It's really gross to me, because if you just want to pump it out to get the money or whatever, which is kind of what it seems like, you're not going to, I mean, there's no care into any of the details or the storyline, and it's disgusting to me. Oh, we lost Amy. Oh no, we didn't. Hold on a minute. Take it, Theresa, for just a second. I have to tell Amy something, because
you need me? What? Sorry. Amy's done.
I have to tell Amy something real quick. I want to make sure she knows.
Where'd she go?
She fell off, but she's back on. I just want to make sure she knows her camera is on.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. It's so dumb.
Yeah, so a little recap for anybody who's just popping on. They tried to copyright claim, which means that they're trying to take any type of monetization or have access to the analytics behind one of Natasha's videos, claiming that it now belongs to them. So if there's any money made on it, then it goes to Netflix instead of Natasha. Which is so stupid.
Oh, it's disgusting. And
a copyright claim is where, like, if somebody else owns the footage. So a copyright claim would be like if you put a song on there and then the person who obviously made the song copyright claims it, they can take any money that the video makes because you use their music. Or if you use like footage that belongs to, if you actually used footage that belonged to Netflix, they could copyright claim it. They're still going to allow you to stream it, but they're going to take any money that you make from it. We should start a GoFundMe. Yeah, that's funny. I told Vanessa that yesterday. I'm like, we need a GoFundMe. What do we need? What do we need to GoFundMe for? Let's make one.
We talked about what we needed one for, remember?
Yeah. I said I needed a boob job, so I stopped having pancake boob.
Oh, ever since that live. So Theresa's getting Google ads now for new bras, for love bras.
Yeah. Yeah. Do your boobs need a hug? Like, try this bra. And I'm like, what the hell happened, man?
Google's always listening.
Yeah, Google is listening.
That is so freaking funny. God knows what my Google ads will be after that one live. I don't even want to know.
You're going to get some interesting dildos.
Right?
For some DP.
Some like Pornhub
Pocket
addiction
rocket
services or something, right?
I don't know how they can possibly get away with copywriting this. I
don't either.
You're right, Natasha. It's taxpayer dollars. It's a public flipping document.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy.
The greed there makes me sick to my stomach. Really. Yeah, exactly. And they can't buy the rights to it and good luck 2 years later. How many millions of people have that downloaded to their computer? Good luck with that.
Yeah, and you know, and here's the thing is, YouTube is a very big forum. I mean, I get like Netflix is obviously huge and they have a ton of money, but if you look at just even the amount of people who followed the Watts case or people that are in Watts groups, and once this like gets out there, it's going to piss people off because they don't want to be controlled. No. People don't want to be told what they have to do and where their money has to go and what they have. They're not going to be happy with that. Netflix is already walking a very fine line with everything that they've done recently. that I would think that this is, I don't know. Stop pissing people off.
Right?
I mean, people, yeah, they're gonna watch them anyway, but
I'm going to make a video about all of this shit they have wrong in their documentary. It'll be a long video. Hey, Christine. I just think I don't like being controlled either. I gotta agree with Theresa, and I know that Theresa doesn't, and I know most of us don't, and especially those of us who invested our entire lives into this the past 2 years. No one's gonna tell us what to talk about, what not to talk about, and it's just that simple. And my expectations are low. They have to be. So we do have Amy on here too. She had some new stuff to talk about, and now I'm all like thinking about. So annoyed. I guarantee you Natasha will win that. I really think she will. There's no way that she won't. If I won my privacy strikes against NK, I think she can win that because that's just blatant. Yeah, I agree. Allie. Teresa, are you going into comments?
I am in Messenger at the moment.
Oh.
Am I frozen?
Yeah, you freeze up.
Does my face look okay, or is it like a
Your
mess?
face, you look very intent. You look very serious, very thought.
Because this Netflix shit pisses me off, man. You don't even know.
I know. Now I just want to make a random body cam video and be like, you know, man, it's like they already monopolized the streaming services. Come on. Yeah, I don't really like we talked about this last week too. It's not even clear with mean mugging. She is mean mugging. She has like a resting bitch face on when she goes to comments in Messenger. She's like, well, now she just left.
We lost her.
DoorDash delivers liquor? Do they really? Good to know. I did not know that. We have Grizzly, that app Grizzly, but I haven't used it yet. You look mad. And now she left. You look like my Jolie, I wouldn't even show you my driver's license. My driver's license is the ugliest picture I have ever taken in my entire life. When I pull it out, people laugh, like at bars and stuff. It's like really, really bad. Oh, I love The Office. Do you really? Okay, Amy. Well, I kind of want to wait until Teresa gets back on for you to do your thing. So you just got, see, I needed to do that tonight because I have a flat, crappy tasting Prosecco, which just is a cherry on my shit-tastic day. What's that? Is that a separate law in addition to Shanann's law? That's actually a great idea, especially right now. Okay, so I don't know. I guess we could do it without Teresa, but we do have some new info. I've always wondered, you guys, if they watch all of the YouTube videos, if they watch the like the series. I bet you they don't. Yeah, Stephanie. Hey, Stephanie. I don't even know. I haven't seen anything about it. And honestly, I gotta be honest, I don't pay attention because it annoyed me and I even stopped tuning into those channels. If you know what I'm talking about, those specific channels, I don't watch them anymore. Usually Teresa will tell me what's going on with them because I don't even watch them. I can't. It's annoying. I find one particular creator one of the most annoying humans I've ever watched in my life. So I can't watch her. Well,
So
hello.
sorry. I'm so sorry. So sorry. So sorry.
I was just ready to start telling some jokes because I didn't want to. Well, I didn't want Amy to do her thing without you.
Oh no. I don't want her to do her thing without me either.
Well, thanks, ladies.
I want to be there for the thing.
The thing, the exclusive. We saw it here first. So
So lame.
I've been really passive aggressive lately. We should talk about that at some point.
We should probably be in therapy, to be
I
honest.
really think that I'm headed that direction. I don't know. I think you get just this pent up bullshit with this stuff, you know? Makes the claws come out. That's true, Allie. Some of them I do, and then the ones I don't, you can guarantee Teresa watches it, and she comes and like, "Oh, you seen this bullshit?" And then she drops the link, and she's like, "So I just like the crazy highlights. You know, I can't watch more than 10 minutes of some of these people. I can't do it. Not being mean, but you know the ones. There's specific ones.
Yeah, no.
If you are crying, and I shouldn't. I mean, who knows what the future holds as far as me emotionally in my lives. But let me say, if you are anything can happen. But if you are crying on your live, I'm flipping the channel. If
Don't
it's not,
cry.
I'm
Don't
not going to
start crying. Yeah, no crying.
And unless something happened, like your dog died or something, then you can cry. Don't
The
cry.
only person that would ever have had a reason to cry would have been Mommy Ramblings, dude. I would have been crying.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, like, no, don't come on and cry. Don't cry. Don't do that.
Yeah, that was horrific. That was I cried.
This is a form of therapy for me, but it's not that kind of therapy.
No, you if you are crying on your live about, you know, and it's not the anniversary or something or whatever, and you are just randomly, you need to step back. You need to take a breath. You need to step back and maybe reevaluate your life. That's just you're welcome. I mean, my God. Sometimes it feels like it's just like, I don't know. You're watching something that's just not real, except it is real.
Well, yeah, I think that's where there has to be like a, you know, and it was really nice. I don't know if you guys are profiling evil fans, but I really like that channel. And so, and obviously they're retired cops and they have a lot of stories of things that they've had to do and go through and things they found. And they were talking one night about, I think it was Chris that was on the stand or something. And then the defendant and the defense attorney were like complaining that he had smiled and like, how dare he be smiling, or even like, you know, making any type of joke or whatever. And for people like that have actually like seen all of this and been through all of that, and they were like, dude, like if we don't laugh or don't smile or don't like, I don't think we would ever have been able to do our jobs. Like,
right.
And I'm thinking like, that's so true, because sometimes I'll laugh at like morbid stuff because I'm like, God, I can't even believe it's a real flipping thing.
Same. Melissa, hit us up then. You know my messenger. You can always vent to me or Teresa in Messenger. I actually did that in Allie and Natasha's group the other day. I meant to apologize to Allie. You put something serious up, and I was just in a weird mood last night, and I was tired, and I went and I made a horrible joke, and it went over like a lead balloon, and I just kind of backed out of it, and I was like, then I felt bad because it was kind of, and then I felt bad. So if you didn't catch it, though, I'm not going to draw attention to it. So
I'm told you just did, and now I need to go see what it was because I don't even know what you're talking about.
We just made a joke about the house post, and then and then I felt bad because I am a sensitive person. Sometimes you just have to make a joke or crack I don't know.
Oh, is this about the pool?
Yes. Was that? Yeah. I was just being a smart ass.
That was funny.
I was like, well, does it have a pool? When she was talking about, would you buy that house? And then everybody was like, funny. What? Yeah,
Uh,
just relieving the tension.
Allie says she was high, so don't worry about it.
Oh, thank God. Well, I
She
realized
thought it was funny.
it went right over. No one really. So I just kind of
I
moved
think in
on.
certain groups, if you would have made that comment, you would have gotten really attacked on the what are you, heartless? What kind of
Yeah,
human being are you? I don't really like those groups.
I don't either. I can't last in those. Yeah, I probably would have gotten booted. But if you know someone's heart, you should be able to make a joke here and there, right? Hey, Mom the Bomb.
All
Okay,
right.
so patient Amy is here.
Yep. Just waiting.
She's like, yep.
She's so awesome. Thank you so much, Amy, for letting us be weird and coming on here with us.
So
Anytime, ladies. Anytime.
we all know, it's old news by now that Chris when was that, like a month ago or 6 weeks ago, was moved to GP. What I didn't know from Amy is that there's different levels of different tiers of GP, and she's got some info on Christopher. So you're good to
Where do you
go.
want me?
Yeah.
Where do you want me to start?
Why don't you explain the tiers and how people are kind of in different sections and how they would be moved around?
So he started out in protective custody, and actually, how I know is I am writing a prisoner at that prison with him, and he could have had access to him, but with him being in protective custody, he would have to have a reason to go in there. What he does is his job at the prison is he's a runner. So if he's in pod A and somebody in pod D, the guards want to send a message, they'll give it to him and he'll bring it there. But they did move Chris into general population, yeah, probably about a month to 6 weeks ago. And he's been getting his ass beat quite often. I got a letter yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? And he said that this last one was pretty severe. And that the prison is on lockdown because of the COVID. It's like he said, it's like being in a fishbowl. Once it's there, a lot, people are going to get it. And they've had 2 people die. And the person I write to also does like hospice care. So he sat with the people who died from COVID and, and other people who have died. He
That was
said
my
that way.
husband.
Sorry.
Hi, husband.
So sorry. He's so rude. That was my husband.
Like
He's
Teresa
so
being
rude.
carjacked. Hold, please. All right. So
I apologize.
go
I'm
ahead.
gonna mute just because he's the pain in the ass.
Go ahead, Amy.
So he sits with the patients, or people who are dying, so that they don't have to die alone in their cell. He has somebody. My guy got moved from high security to medium security. And I asked him if he was ever going to make it to low security, and he said no. That he got in trouble when he first got there and ended up in the hole 4 times. And I think his last stint, he said, was like 87 days, which is considered a very long time. But he has put word out that we want information on Chris. So he has somebody listening and trying to get information from him.
So just to clarify, for them, because we talked about this yesterday on the phone. So of the GP, Chris is high. He's high security, and your friend or who you're writing is medium, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
But he's obviously still able to be gotten to in high security.
Yeah. Yep. They've gotten him. I know of 3 times that he's written to me about that he got, as they say, hands got put on him.
Hmm. And then this
And the
most
last,
recent was bad, right?
yeah, yep, this last one he said was pretty severe.
Hmm.
We can email, but in the emails we don't really talk about him because he said all emails are read, coming in, going out. If I write him a letter, they just kind of scan it and look for keywords, and that's it. But the going out mail doesn't get read.
Okay. I mean, as much as it does surprise me, I can't say I'm that surprised. I mean, I feel like this is this was gonna happen. And we talked about this a little bit on the phone. Does he think that that will get him moved back to or out
Actually,
of?
he just emailed me like not too long ago. He doesn't really know how that works. What they will probably do is he said that they will move him to a different pod to see if he's, how it goes, in a different pod. But they also have a thing. It's kind of like a restraining order. Um, I'll have to pull the email or letter up, and I can't remember what it's called. But if a prisoner has, like we'll use Chris Watts as an example, I'm going to prison and I'm going to be in his pod, I can write a thing and tell them I don't want to be by him, and they would put me someplace else.
Mm-hmm.
So I took it as it's kind of like a restraining order in a way, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Um, hmm.
So I have a question. So if he's being like if people are attacking him, would that necessarily mean that the people that would be attacking him would be in the same like type of security? Like if he's high security, does that mean that they're in high security as well? I mean, like
Yes.
how does that?
Yep. They keep, high security people together. They keep the medium security people together. So
So I guess I'm just kind of
that's,
surprised. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say surprised. I know a lot of the people that are typically in the higher security are criminals that are in there for very similar things. And I know that like when you like prison like other prisoners don't take kindly to anybody who abuses children or kills children. But
yep.
there are other people in that area of high security at that prison that would be there for the same thing. So I'm wondering like why they wouldn't like be together.
I think
That
it's a
makes sense.
notoriety thing. Kind of
They
like
don't
what
like
they
that
did
he's
with
got notoriety.
Dahmer. Look at the press that the guy who killed Jeffrey Dahmer got.
Yeah.
He was kind of considered a hero because he killed him, and I think
Mm-hmm.
that's a lot of it. But I mean, I can ask my prison guy, why people of the same crime, why would they beat up somebody who did the same thing?
Right.
Thank
Like I said, I mean,
you.
obviously, like high security, there could. I mean, there's other reasons to be in high security, but I'm just surprised that they don't like oh shoot form like I don't want to say gangs because it's not the right word, but like friendships. And they don't form friendships with the same type of offenders.
Thank you, Jilly. Um, yeah, I kind of see what you're saying too, though. It would be, I mean, because it's Chris Watts. So, and the crimes that he's in there for aren't winning him any friends. Um,
Right.
so
I will I will put that in my next letter to my prison guy and ask him about that. But I think if it's high security, it would be people in there for other crimes too, murdering somebody or,
Right. Well, that's what I mean. But I'm just wondering, like, why those people wouldn't form like, why they wouldn't stick together so they don't get the shit beat out of them. You know what I mean? I mean, if there's a few people that are in there for crimes against children, obviously, even like the public knows that's typically the people that get hurt. You'd think those people would stay together to fend off anybody
right.
who would be looking to hurt them.
I don't know. Is there like a hierarchy of that? Of that? I don't mean to laugh, but I think that's interesting.
But did the people who did this actually get in trouble for doing it?
Oh yeah, we talked about that yesterday. The guy that did it.
Amy, are you still there?
I can't hear Amy.
I can't hear Amy either.
Amy. Her mic's still on. I'm texting her to see if she can fix it.
So Stephanie says, like, it's like Scott Peterson. He's only allowed to out for recreational time with other people that are like him or like cop killers, and they're only allowed like out 4 to 6 at a time. So but see, Scott Peterson was on death row. I think that, I mean, I don't know how it is now for him now that that's been dropped, but I mean, he was on death row, so it's a little bit different. And I'm actually really surprised. I mean, if anything that Scott Peterson should have tried to not have taken away would have probably been death row. You're probably more safe there, I would assume. I don't know. I've never been to prison, so you guys have any insight, feel free to share. But I would think that, like, that's where I would want to be, because there's only like 10 people there, and they're all pretty bad people.
Right.
Especially in the state of California, where, I mean, nobody's getting killed anyway.
Well, Amy, her iPad died, but she's coming back. She just put it on the charger, so she's going to be back. So I told her we'd chat until then. We do have some of the details because we were on the phone with Amy for quite a while yesterday talking about this, because she's had other letters, but this is there's been multiple times that he's had hands on, whatever you want to call it. But this time, she said, was worse. Now, whether or not he's admitting that or telling anyone, I don't know.
Okay, so I have a friend who was in prison for several years on a non-violent offense. He told me that the guards will sometimes intentionally put pedos in with guys they know were molested to see the sparks fly.
Wow.
Like, it's pure entertainment.
That's what we were talking about yesterday. I was like, I bet you some of the guards are turning.
They just turn their head. And here's the thing, is it's not like I know a lot of people are like, that makes me happy. And I'm like, it's not like I care necessarily what happens to Chris, but it's like, I feel bad for the people who cared about this family, and I don't want them to have to go through more loss. Like they've already had to endure so much. Like, I don't know. It just, that part makes me sad. And then I feel like, not that I know that we'll ever get the truth from him, but if something happens to him, then that's gone too.
Yeah. It's weird. Oops, I didn't mean to click off of that.
A very mixed emotion, very mixed feeling.
I do too, and I can't really explain it. Maybe the R's owned all that belonged to Shanann, and they sold to Netflix. If Netflix now owns creators cannot use, they stop the creators, which is what they want. That's a good point, but here's the deal. How, again, what Natasha said earlier, those are public documents that I, living in Colorado, paid for. So I don't understand how they can sell the rights to Netflix,
public documents,
because that's taxpayer money. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, Natasha.
Oh my God, I didn't know you were still on here, girl. She's like, girls, I work there. Like, hello, why don't you ask me?
Right?
Get on here.
Dipshits. So answer, because Amy's
Maybe that could be the link.
Amy's charging her iPad to
Oh, you get 4 on here, you're gonna be
come
screwed.
back on, and you know what happens when 4 come on? When 4 comes on, it just takes a crap. I don't know why, but it does. But when Amy's yeah, I would like to hear about it. Let's see how long it's gonna take her to well, now it's kind of weird because of this COVID thing. And Amy was telling us yesterday, did she say that already? There's 1,500 cases at Dodge.
Yep.
So
and 2 deaths.
So basically they're on complete lockdown.
See, Abby, and that's where I am. There's a lot of emotional tearing in my thought process because he is a human being, and as a human being, I don't want bad things to happen to other human beings. But then I look at like certain people, and then you have like I don't know, it's like a Jeffrey Dahmer. Like, I don't want that person to be alive. I don't want them to be alive anywhere. And I know that sounds like such a terrible thing to say, but I don't. But I also don't want them hurt because of their family. And like their families don't always necessarily have the same issues. You know what I mean? Like, those guys didn't have a clue that their son was doing what he had done. So then they have to go through the pain of losing him too, and knowing everything that I don't know, man. It's just that's a mind fuck.
It is. Your CJ professor worked in maximum security for 25 years. Oh, I bet, Beth.
I dated a guy that worked in a prison, but we didn't really talk about prison life too much.
Really? I feel like that's an opportunity missed.
It wasn't. Sorry.
You're so funny, Theresa. Yeah, I know. The really soft part of me, gets like that. And I know Teresa's a big softie. She's even more of a softie than I am, which I feel like I'm a major softie. Teresa's even more.
And I'm like, don't be mean. Just be nice.
She really, really believes that, everybody's good. I like that. It's very refreshing.
I think everybody's a good person until they prove me wrong.
Yes.
And then it's hard for me to ever go back. I do. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt. I'm not 100% like trusting, because I have a lot of trust issues, but I want to believe that people are inherently good. And until I see that they're not, then I give them the benefit of the doubt.
You do. And I love that about you. And that's why sometimes, like, I feel bad if we disagree about someone. I'll be like, I'll just be quiet. I'll be like, all right, well, I don't want to.
It's not true. You're not going to be quiet. You're going to be like, well, I'm going to say this anyway. That's what you do. I'm going to say this anyway, and you might not like it, but this is what I'm going to say. And I'm like, I get where you're coming from. I just don't want it to be like that. So I try to convince myself that people are good.
It depends on my mood. Sometimes I don't want to stomp on it. I don't want to, it makes me sad. But then sometimes I'm like, I just disagree. But I don't know. It just depends. But I think that's a cool quality. I feel like I used to be like that more.
And I used to be opposite. So I think that's what's funny. I hated people. I mean, I still really don't like people. So, I mean, but I do want to believe that they're good people out there. I just don't want to talk to all of them.
You pretty much get along with everyone until you're mad. If you guys,
once I'm pissed off, then it's pretty much bad.
You guys,
hold on. Natasha, did your prison ex smell like rubber shower shoes? He actually did not. He did not smell like rubber shower shoes. He smelled very good, actually. And he was he was a very good looking guy. But he cried. He cried a lot.
About what?
So he would work like 4 or 5 days, whatever it was, and then he would have 2 days off, and so then he would come home because they stayed at the prison.
Mm-hmm.
And so he would like, they had like barracks basically. And then he would come home and he would spend like those 2 days with me. And when he would leave, he would cry because he was going to miss me so much. This is so
Really
bad.
sweet.
This is so bad. No, it's not sweet. He cried
I
all the
know.
time.
I'm being nice. I don't
Well,
like
see, this is a turn of events here. You're being nice.
whatever.
No, but he cried a lot and I just couldn't. And so like I tried to tell him like, dude, you can't just cry all the time. Like, it's okay if you it's okay if you cry. Like, his mom had cancer. He cried. Totally understandable. Totally understandable.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to see me for 4 or 5 days. I think you're going to be okay. Like, I don't think you need to cry. And I couldn't handle it.
Oh, yeah. I'm not to be ever to each his own. I'm not big on it. I mean, if it's a big deal, cry. But if you're not going to see me for 4 days and you're going to cry, ugh. I mean, and I miss you is sufficient. I don't know.
I mean, it's not like we're going to be gone for like 6 months. It would probably even understand if you cried then, but I don't know.
Can I ask more details? So now I'm kind of just, hold on. So why'd you dump him? Because he cried?
I did. I broke up with him because he cried.
Seriously?
I did. Well, I tried to tell him, like, you've got to stop crying all the time. And then when I had this conversation with, like, I could see it, like, right now. Like, I could see we were sitting on my couch and I was telling him this and he started crying. And I was like, dude, like, see, like, this is the issue. You can't cry. You can't cry when somebody tells you something that you don't want to hear.
Well.
And I'm not a big crier. Like, I actually cry more when I'm pissed off than I ever cry when I'm sad. And so like him crying, I was just like, I don't have all these emotions. Like, I don't have all that. I'm not good at talking about feelings and emotions, and I don't want you crying about it. So, and you're like a prison guard. Like, dude, you're supposed to be a big tough guy.
Yeah, they're supposed to be like,
if somebody like throws their food, like, do you cry? Like, what happens? I don't know.
What do you think he does when people throw crap at him, like their own crap?
Well, that was one of the main stories he would tell, would be about people who threw shit. And there was like this is also, I mean, shit, I've been with my husband now for almost 15 years. So this was a while ago. But he would talk about like the pod that had the people that threw shit and how he would be really pissed off when he was like assigned to that pod because he knew that he was going to get shit thrown at him.
That would suck.
Yeah. I mean, and maybe cry then.
I mean, it's kind of like being a mom though. Have your kids never thrown crap at you?
My kids don't typically throw crap at me. They just crap all over.
I used to run a daycare, and there was a little girl who was 2, and we actually called her Poo Slinger, and she would throw her own crap at me. And it's a long story. I don't want to go there. Okay, Amy's recharged, I think. It's working.
Okay, so now I missed a whole.
I don't even know what we're talking about, but I want to finish this.
We're talking about prison experience.
Well, now that we talked about you dating a crybaby, what did he do when you dumped him if he cried over dumb stuff?
He cried a lot, and he'd call me and cry. He'd call me and he would cry a lot. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There was a lot of crying. And then I was living in Illinois and I moved back to California. And so he wanted to drive me to like the airport, basically, where I was leaving. And then he cried.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know why that's so
He's married with kids now. I'm married with kids now. All is well in the world, but
it's really entertaining. And now I lost everything. I lost where I am. I lost what I'm doing.
Let's see. Okay, so Stephanie is saying there's 119 cases at Dodge, only 89 active as of 3 days ago. Okay. Dodge County has over 1,300 overall. Okay. Oh, Beth says she'd cry over me.
Oh, I would too.
Oh, you guys are too cute. I would cry about you guys too. I'd be way more emotional about losing you guys than I was him.
Well, yeah.
We're still Facebook friends. Does that count?
No. He's in prison.
I would have told her to post it.
Patricia. You always gotta love Patricia.
I just wanted him to not cry, because other than that, like, he was a good guy. We had a lot of fun. But I just didn't want him to be such a crier.
Well,
I got that good love. That's what he was gonna miss, Shannon. He was gonna miss that good love.
Oh my God.
It was.
Oh my God. Someone said something above and I forgot what it was. Was it wasn't Jeff, was it Shannon? Dang it. This is what happens when you have ADD. I'm too many places. Shannon, were you the one who just said that they don't have 1,500? You said they have 1,300. Maybe she's just he's rounding up.
Stephanie said that they have the Dodge County has 1,300 overall from the statistics online. Okay. But you know how much I believe our news sources.
Okay, sorry.
He's currently on the live crying, watching you talk about him crying.
Sorry, you, not her. I cry if I'm mad. I cry when I'm mad sometimes too, just because tantrums aren't attractive anymore. Sometimes I cry.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. When I was little and I cried, I would watch myself in the mirror. I would watch myself cry to see how I looked when I cried.
That's such a girl thing.
Well, now my daughter and my son, my little one, does that. They watch themselves cry. Because I had to make sure I wasn't like an ugly crier. Like one of those like snot coming out and stuff, So I needed to make sure I knew how to cry pretty.
Pretty cry?
It was a pretty cry.
Oh my God. That's a good question, actually, Melissa. Hey, Amber. What do you think would happen if that did happen?
Yeah.
Do you think anything would change in the groups or in the, think less people talk about it, people move on, or do you think it would stay the same?
I kind of wonder if more of the discovery would get released. To be honest. Because part of my theory with this discovery stuff is that they're not releasing in case he tries to retry or come forward. Are you just drinking that shit straight from the bottle now? Like we've gotten that far?
Okay, to clarify, it's the little mini bottle. It's not like the big bottle. Like if I had like the
How many of those mini bottles you got down there?
I only have one, so I'm trying to make it last. No, that's it. I've got coffee and water next to me. I was like, do you want to go up? Do you want to go down, Vanessa?
Coffee, water. Just gonna drink straight from the bottle.
I've got coffee, water, and booze, depending on which direction this live goes.
But know it's going to booze. Why would you even question that?
No, I just wanted to be prepared. You think? See, we do have this theory kind of that because Chris, or I say this like fact, and I apologize, because we believe that Chris is protecting others, that maybe if he died, that things would maybe move forward. I think that he's intentionally throwing a wrench in things. And I just don't think he's going to tell the truth.
So Jolie, if you think that NK would sign her book deal if he died, what's stopping her from signing her book deal now? Is it the fact that he could come out and say what she's saying is a lie?
It would, Jolie, because did Natasha stay on or did she drop off? Because Amy said it's going to take a while to charge her thing. So if Natasha, if you're still on, did you send her the StreamYard link? Why don't you get on and tell us?
I'll send her the StreamYard link.
Story time with Natasha.
Hopefully she'll be able to hop on.
Well, if she's on a different live, she just has to peace out on that one and come over here.
Yeah. Priorities, bitches.
Exactly. Booze. Thank you, Melissa. Yeah, I did choose booze. The coffee was when I was trying to get Amy set up with the sound. We're having issues, and now I've switched to this. And I think it's kind of obvious too, when she said that the person who did it to Chris didn't get in trouble. He didn't get caught. I don't know. I that is definitely something that's on my mind. I'm wondering. I felt like that when we were told, and we didn't even say anything, right? When we were told that he was moved to GP, I was like, I don't know. Unless he's on his deathbed, since he's like a big Bible thumper, savior of Christ, whatever he calls himself now. She's been eating for an hour. She can come on here eating. That's okay. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up with comments.
Okay, I sent her the link.
Okay. So
she's still on or not though?
Because and we were talking about this last night, and I don't even know. We're still working on the Watts project. Obviously, I say still, like it's going to be a big thing. But we were talking about that Oxy comment last night in group too about how, and that's one thing. That's the only thing out of that whole thing I thought was interesting. Teresa, we talked about that. It's the where it said that he gave them Oxy before. I do think that would be super interesting if it came out that that did happen. But we'll have to see. Oh, here's Natasha. Hello, Natasha.
Hi.
How are you?
Hey,
Hey, good to be here. How's it going, guys?
good to have you here. I heard you just got done eating.
Yes, I did.
Anything good that you want to share?
B-dubs.
I don't know what that
Anytime. Oh, Buffalo Wild Wings?
Ooh.
Oh, B-dubs. I got you.
So what's going on, ladies?
All right, so tell
Well,
us about this about you working at at Dodge and how that works, how the levels work, and what would happen if Chris was actually getting hurt.
Wait, there's reports that he's getting hurt?
yeah, that was our guest that just left because her iPad died.
Oh, no.
So she's talked to somebody that is also in prison there, and that person has written her saying that Chris has been beat up a couple of times, and this last time, very like a bad beating. I haven't heard that from anywhere else. So, but she also said that the people who did it were not in trouble.
Oh,
First two, she said,
yeah, that's not likely. Yeah, I don't know. But it would, sorry, I'm distracted. 1 second. Just
okay.
I don't know. See, that's weird. See, Dodge, the way Dodge works is Dodge is the intake prison. So anyone who's sentenced in the entire state gets sent to Dodge first. And there they get assessed to see what level of risk they are. And that's how they determine then whether or not they get sent to a maximum security prison, a medium, or a minimum. So Dodge is an intake prison, basically. And that's the only reason, well, not the only reason, but that's the reason why it's a maximum security prison too, because they literally get everybody in there when they get sentenced. So that's the intake and evaluation part. And then you have another part of the prison where you have about 500 long-term prisoners. Oh, sorry, just to go back for a second. So the intake part of the prison is short-term. So you get there, you get evaluated, and you stay there maybe up to 8 weeks max. And then you get transferred to whatever prison you're going to for your sentence, if that makes sense. So it's like, yeah. But then you have the other side where you have 500 long-term prisoners who actually live there. They never leave. And usually those prisoners are guys with like really long sentences, like life sentences, or like I said, yeah, really long sentences. And the reason why they're there is actually in order to go to Dodge to live there long term, it's considered a privilege because you get a job there. So Dodge is run and maintained by prisoners. And because it's a intake prison and there's no long term, it wouldn't make sense for them to rotate inmate workers that often. So usually guys who have really long sentences, work on their good behavior and ask to go to Dodge because they get good jobs there and they get more freedom and the staff trust them more. So it's like it's considered like a privilege to be transferred to Dodge for like long term to work and stuff.
So the job in the cafeteria is looked at as desirable?
It depends. So yeah, it depends. If they eat on the unit, then not really, but there's some prisons where, the kitchen job is desirable, but not all prison. And I don't think in Dodge it's anything special. Like I think in Dodge people shoot more for like the higher end jobs, like mechanics and whatever.
So that's actually an interesting point. So why would somebody with his skill set be in a kitchen?
So that would be probably because of who he is. Oh, sorry. They eat on their units.
Okay.
So they don't go to like a big eating hall, if that makes sense. So their kitchen is literally in the same area, like the food is there. So he doesn't have to go in a big population. Excuse me. So his unit, is it's divided by like 15 to 20 to 50 prisoners on each unit. So on his unit, there's, let's say, 50 others, right?
Okay.
So it's not that big. They're pods.
Okay.
And again, because they want to be there, most of them, like the guys who are there permanently, they're not going to fight. They're not going to get into fights with anyone and, risk losing their status there, because the next step from Dodge is another maximum security prison. And if you get kicked out of Dodge, your next step up is probably going to be a supermax. And nobody wants to go to the supermax in Wisconsin.
Okay.
So it's like, I don't think anyone would risk it. And I don't think anyone is as passionate about the case to pull a Dahmer on him, right? Because this isn't Dahmer. This is Chris Watts. So yeah, I don't know.
Well,
so that was kind of my thought too, is why would the people that are around him care about him? I mean, typically they're all around. Are they not like there for the same type of crimes?
Mm-hmm. So one thing about, and this is actually, if you give me 1 second, guys, I'll actually back it up with research, or not research, but like facts. Well, yeah.
Take all the time you want.
Yeah.
We're happy you're here.
We were just talking about Teresa's old love life anyways, so take your time.
We could be here all night doing that.
Mm-hmm.
1 second. All right. Is it possible for me to share something? Oh yeah, I can share my screen. 1 second. Okay. Can you see the screen?
No, I just see you. I see your little. Oh,
Vanessa, seriously.
Come on, Vanessa, get with it.
God, it was like waiting to enter the live.
Yeah, so this is kind of like a institution like fact sheet. It's on the DOC website, so anyone can look at it, and it gives you kind of like the demographics. So as you can see, like 55% are violent offenses, 13 are property, 15 drug and other. And then you see that a lot of them are 5 years or more, and then a lot of them are less than 1 year, and that's because of the intake part, because it's also the intake facility, and they do have a fast turnaround. So 4% lifers, and so the total population is 1,600. But again, half of, or 500 of that is, well, here, 554 are staff.
Okay, so that goes with your about 500 that stay there and get jobs. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. The programs that they have, so these are just basically, again, because it's an intake facility, they don't really do treatment because they don't stay there long term, the inmates, or aren't supposed to stay there long term. So they just have, like, these are for if they're evaluated to be like a low risk, like a 1 or 2 risk of substance use or whatever, in terms of possibility. Well, what puts them at risk of reoffending once they're back out basically. And if they're like a medium level or whatever, then they have like these little programs that they can complete. But then depending on where they're rated in terms of risk level, that's the program that they get. So Dodge doesn't have a lot, basically, is what I'm saying. Like, this is not much.
Okay, so can I ask a question that's actually kind of a little off topic then, but about this? If I guess here's the issue I run into is Chris never had an actual like psych eval. How would he be able to fit in here when you don't know if he needs any of those types of treatments?
Well, that's the thing. Like, see, there's a psychological evaluation. Like, there's different purposes for it, and it entails different tools that you use. So basically, different tests, different ways to evaluate. A full psychological evaluation for forensic purposes, like for trial, that's different than the evaluations that you get done in prison once you're in prison already. I think when Chris said that he didn't see any doctors because they said that it would all end up in court, I think what he was referring to is that his public defenders were advising him not to try to plead insanity or not to try to, in case they do want to do a psychological evaluation, that whatever he discloses in that evaluation will be given to the prosecution for cross-examination. So they were advising him against it, basically. But
against having a psych evaluation before trial.
Correct.
Okay.
But once he entered into the Department of Corrections, he has to be evaluated, and that's part of intake. So he was evaluated in Denver at the Denver Reception Diagnostic Center, and we have that. I requested those intake records, and we have those.
I remember that, but that doesn't seem like an actual. I guess that what you're saying is that it's different than like a psych eval that we would think for like a criminal case. But how would that person, based on the information we've read from those from last year's and this year's, be able to say that he doesn't need any type of rehabilitation?
Well, see, the paper that we see is kind of like his info sheet, right? That the assessment that you saw, it's like, I don't know, like a snapshot. It's like his Facebook profile, I guess, in the prison, right? So it's like, it's not the actual evaluation. The actual evaluation is confidential and it is protected, and it's not available to the public. So what you get in this
that he actually had that?
Yeah, what you get in the summary is you get a snapshot of all of them. So there is a part of the intake where they classified him as a MH1, meaning that's mental health code 1. And I explained that at some point, that they divide them into 3 different categories. And you have 0, which is no mental health concerns. 1 is like mild, like anxiety, adjustment. And then you have 2, which is, severe and persistent, like personality disorders, bipolar, schizophrenia, and stuff like that. So we only get like a snapshot. We say we get a number, like, yes, he's a code 1, but the actual evaluation and the actual interview and the tests, that's all personal health information, and it's protected.
So there wouldn't be anything on this snapshot then. Okay, so I guess, would there be anything on this snapshot that would give him any type of diagnosis with any type of personality disorders? I mean,
No.
Obviously, that there's a lot of groups that call him a narcissist or a psychopath.
Yeah.
Or would the report that's still covered, that we can't look at, would that report have that?
Yeah, if it was found, like whatever the results of the evaluation are, and why and how that psychologist came to that conclusion would be in that report. Yes.
Okay, but it would not be included in the snapshot either way. It wouldn't say not found or found.
It just says MH1, and that's the. I'll try to find the actual verbiage if you would like.
Oh, I'm just trying to figure out, like, would anybody that is convicted of this type of crime be a 0?
Of this type of crime?
Or anything heinous like that? Would they be a 0?
Possible. Yeah, it's possible. Because you see, I
don't even feel like most of America would be a 0, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, see, the reason why those codes matter is it's for, in terms of like services offered within the prison. So it doesn't have anything to do with like, whatever, but it's based on the inmate's report. Like if they don't have a history, like, do they get depressed sometimes? Yeah. Do they get anxious sometimes, pissed off, into fights? Sure. Like, they're human. But in terms of like a mental illness, it has to be persistent. There has to be evidence of it. You can't just develop it overnight, So yeah, there definitely are people who commit crazy crimes and have a 0 code. But then a lot of them actually are more personality type disorders. And so in other places, you might have more, MH2. I think there's other forms that they release where they go into that stuff too. Like there's a whole part of the Wisconsin DOC website where you can look at all of their like research and all of their data that they have on their inmate population.
Okay. All right. So that makes a little bit more sense to me. Okay. Thank you for explaining that. Because I was trying to figure out, like, how would they know if they don't give him a full evaluation? How do they know that he can stay there long term when they don't offer those type of rehabilitation programs? But if they do,
right. I see what you mean. Yeah. So that's what I mean. Like in this part, that in the evaluation part, that's what I'm saying. Like if someone's diagnosed with a severe mental illness, that's part of the reason why they get evaluated, is so that we can send them to a prison where we do offer those programs, because there's different prisons throughout Wisconsin. Actually, Wisconsin is doing a pretty good job in terms of like mental health treatment, like providing the treatment programs, I should say, to its inmates. So a lot of their prisons here are heavily like group therapy oriented and that kind of stuff.
Okay, so my second part of this question is then, is there any programs at Dodge that are offered for somebody that would be a narcissist, psychopath, any of those, personality disorders that would those people automatically be a 2? If somebody was a psychopath, would they be a 2? If somebody was a narcissist or a covert narcissist, would they be a 2?
Yes.
So then what we can come to the conclusion is that he's not any of those things because he's a 1.
Correct.
At least by this evaluator's standards.
No, it's standard for the entire state of Wisconsin. Like, this is standardized, and it's used by the entire Wisconsin Department of Corrections system.
Okay.
Yeah, I can go into details.
Because I'm trying to think, like, if he was actually given this evaluation and he was found to be any of these diagnoses that you find in Facebook land, if he was actually found to be that, he would be a 2.
Yeah.
And then he probably would not be at Dodge because they don't offer the right rehabilitation for somebody who is a 2.
Well, not personality disorders. Okay, so there's some, I should settle down. Okay.
You can get all hyped up.
You can have, they don't actually, they don't provide treatment services based on your diagnostic needs. I should probably clarify that. Sorry.
No, that's okay. So but I'm just thinking, like, he should not be able to stay in Dodge if there are not programs there that could help rehabilitate him. Am I wrong in saying that?
No, you're not. But so here's the thing, because they look at substance abuse, they look at risk of violence, and they look at your previous crime. So based on the previous or history of crime, based on your previous history of violence and arrests and all of that, so Chris has none, so there's no risk there. In terms of history of violence, he's low risk there. So he's not a difficult case. The only thing, obviously, in terms of violence, is that he murdered his family. So in terms of the crime, that's where he's high risk, because it was a violent offense. And so literally, if you look at the intake report, you'll see that they designated him for domestic violence classes, basically, which is a program. So that's what I'm saying. Those are the needs that trigger these program needs. And you see here, they one of them. So if he was high risk of substance use, then he would be automatically assigned for that. Thinking for a Change is another one of those that's statewide. It's a one size fits all. Anger management, obviously, and pre-release. So yeah, he's on the wait list for domestic violence groups or treatment.
So he will have to complete those?
I mean, no, but he was automatically put on the wait list based on the evaluation, because of the nature of the offense. Violence towards women and children, and he's in a position of trust.
Right.
Okay, so I have to just state the obvious.
I feel like it's a little late for that, but
yeah. I mean, he's in there for 5 life sentences plus 80 whatever years. There are no women or children, but I guess, I mean, it doesn't. If you're somebody who believes in the Trent thing, then I guess he could be in a relationship and there'd still be domestic violence. So
2020 hindsight on that one. But I do think how it's set up is interesting. It's interesting to hear, right?
So then my next question is, somebody who's in the high security level, and then somebody who's in the medium security level, would those two people, or would a medium security person have access to information from somebody in high security?
Yeah, I mean, they're free to walk around.
Okay. So the guy who wrote to Amy could very well know what happened, and it's not like there's no way he could have known. You know what I mean? That's why I'm asking.
No, everybody at Dodge is high or maximum security. If they're designated a different security level, they can go, they get sent to a different prison with that security level. If that makes sense. So
but there's still high, medium, low risk in Dodge.
No, in the intake part, that's what I'm saying. But the other part where Chris is at, those guys, those 500 guys have already been evaluated and have already served a long time of their sentences, earned their good behaviors, and then came back to Dodge to work, basically. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
So 500 of those people are there permanently, and they've already met all of their requirements. And if they have any like, you know, they have long sentences, so they're not in any hurry. But then the other part, or the other half of the prison, are those guys that get evaluated, max, medium, minimum, and then they get sent out to different prisons. But anyone who gets evaluated medium, they don't stay in Dodge, because Dodge is a maximum security.
Okay. So the 500 guys don't have different levels of security. They're just those 500 guys, and that's
right.
And they're just in different pods.
Right. Correct. They're all maximum security, because the prison is maximum security. They don't mix levels.
Okay. Makes sense.
I'm not good at explaining.
You're very good at explaining. It's totally clearing up a lot of things in my head.
Oh, good. Because yeah, I sometimes like.
And we're not going to copyright strike you or anything.
But then forget over explain, but then forget like other important details.
No, it's interesting. We've got to put, you know, like anything in this case, we're always getting different info. So it's good to, I don't know.
Well, it is, because I mean, like, so he was in protective custody, and then they say he gets moved to Gen Pop, right? So then there's the conversation. Okay, so if he's in Gen Pop, like, where is he in high security? Like, I mean, like, what are the levels of that Gen Pop? You know what I mean? So are all 500 of those guys all just Gen Pop and they just hang out, or is it like a pot of like 6 to 10 and they're the ones hanging out? You know what I mean? Like, so
it's literally like a high school, like, I don't know, like a dorm. That's how it is. You have different like units where you have 50 people living on that unit, and outside of their units is like a big hallway, you know, like the I-94. And if you need to go to the library, if you need to go to the doctors, if you need to go to see your psych or whatever, like, you know, you walk around freely.
Okay. And is there any,
unless you're like, you know, unless you're obviously in the hole, which is, you know, solitary confinement.
Well, right now with the COVID lockdown, I guess.
Yeah, that right now I guess the prison is completely locked down because of COVID.
Yeah, and there's no visits.
Well, I mean, no, like locked down on like the internal side. Like, they're not getting rec time. They're not getting to do certain things that they used to be able to do as of even just a couple weeks ago, because they had 2 people die and they had to basically quarantine everybody.
Yeah, that's possible.
Hey, Natasha, while we have you on, we were talking about it earlier. I don't know if you heard it all before you went to eat. I have to ask you about this whole copyright thing.
Yeah. What's up? What's your question?
So you put out, okay, so I just want to make sure from you put out a new video, right? Was it today?
No, girl, that video's been out for like
so they
month. Like, yeah.
Oh God.
Like, they're actively going through my videos. So this is like the 3rd one they hit.
Okay.
They got you for 3?
Well, they interrupted my live midstream the other day.
What?
I missed that. I didn't even know you were freaking live. Was that the Netflix live?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, I was on part of that. I had to get off of it. So that I didn't. So you were talking about them. Oh, that's true.
Well,
I didn't even think
actually,
about
we were in the middle of a video actually that had nothing to do with the Watts or Netflix or anything.
it. And they
And yeah,
cut
it
your
just
live
like
off and stopped it.
it stopped. Yeah, and so I didn't know, I didn't know what was going on at the time. But then it came back on, and then after the fact, after the live, I checked. I saw my emails, and yeah, and I had gotten an email saying that same thing.
Interesting. And then I heard, okay, so 2 of you got those. I just think it's, I
Who else
looked at
got one?
mine. Right.
Who else
And
got one?
I think AD did.
Did
Oh,
AD
did
get one
you?
too?
I-
Or is he just talking about Natasha's that she got?
Oh, wait. Yeah, actually, yeah. That's, yes, he did. Oh, damn. That's right.
So I'm just trying to think
Isn't
about,
that interesting, huh?
that's exactly where I was going with that. So yeah,
Mm.
that's really interesting, actually. Why did it take me that long to put that together? Well, because I just checked my email. I don't have anything. So then you have to question the motivation there.
Isn't that funny?
Wow. It has no bounds if that's what it is. It's
Well, it's
I mean,
really going to be
you
an
would have
issue.
to. I'm
Go ahead.
sorry.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, like, this is almost equivalent. Like, this literally reminds me, it's almost as absurd as Shanann's Law, right? Because it's like you're trying to own public,
it's completely ridiculous.
right? Just like
And-
trying to stop people to talk.
You
And-
can't stop
Oh.
people from talking.
Daniel Bishop
It's just-
got one too. Huh.
He did. Well, there you go.
About the watch face? But Daniel Bishop doesn't have. Does he even have any body cam videos up or anything that has to do with? Normally, he's just talking.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the point necessarily. I don't think the body cam footage. I now don't think that's the point.
That's why I said it's going to be very interesting to see because there are quite a few channels who literally just put up the stuff from Discovery. And if those channels don't get one of these.
Right. Yeah. It seems like it's more creator targeted, which is even worse.
Or better.
Or better. How you look at it.
Better for the purposes behind this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
my God.
I just can't even imagine that that's okay to do. I'm floored by that.
Right.
Yeah, that's a great, Melissa. I'm going to pop this up here because I was trying to plug, but it is, why would Netflix want to get involved in that shit show?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because money. I mean, that's literally what my live was about. It was about how Netflix marketed cuties to the US, to their US customers versus how it was marketed in France. And like they literally were saying, I was commenting on there's a whole movement. They're trying to like cancel Netflix because of this, because they're claiming that they marketed the movie Cuties, specifically aimed their marketing towards like pedophiles. And so there's a whole thing about Netflix where people are literally like boycotting it. And so that's what I was like talking about. And of course, I was talking about this Netflix series also coming out. And then
and they didn't like that, so they went back and got all your old videos.
Yeah.
Wow.
But there's a lot of channels who literally just have Discovery read-throughs, they have just videos of body cam footage, and there's like no talking. So what part do they technically own? And if they own the video, then all those people should get something.
Yeah.
Well, then if that's the case, all it'll be is a bunch of the copyright claims, which won't go anywhere. I've gotten so many of those, or privacy strikes or whatever, and they never go anywhere, and they don't affect your channel at all. I think it's more of a like a mental thing to just.
But do they take your monetization? Do they take your money?
That it wasn't monetized. it wasn't monetized, but I think that YouTube can play advertisements regardless. And I think that revenue they can claim.
Right, because on a copyright claim, when I've read mine so many times on different songs and stuff, it just says that they might have claim to ads. It's not anything that's settled. You can dispute it. It's totally different than a copyright strike. It doesn't affect you. But the fact that they even got the email, they would know that they're all getting emails, which can be intimidating, I guess. They think if it's coming from Netflix.
Oh, hell no. I disputed that the very same second. Like, there's like, I don't know.
This whole thing.
I really hope that it's like an automated thing, because if it isn't, like, this is disgusting, and I don't think it's automated.
I don't think it is either. After what we were, I think it's targeted, and I think it's absolutely disgusting.
And they have to file a copyright on that. So I'm trying to figure out how they would even legally get that.
I don't think that they can, but that's just my opinion.
But then why would YouTube? I mean, don't they have to prove their copyright to YouTube for them to even make a claim?
No, I don't think so. I think it says that
So
they
I just don't want to be like, you copyrighted my words, and they're gonna just say, okay, well now Theresa is saying you took her words. I mean, what are they gonna? I mean, I don't get it.
Anyone can turn in a copyright claim on anyone, and then you can dispute it, and then if they will investigate it. Like when I got my privacy strikes, they said, before we look into this, what's your response? They don't even look, and I said no, and then they had to look into it, and then they made their decision. So yeah, you can, but I think personally, I mean, Natasha might feel differently. I think it's an intimidation tactic with no basis
I think so
in
too.
law, right?
Yeah, I think so too.
Wow.
They obviously don't know Natasha.
Obviously.
Well, I don't think anyone should sit back and take this at all. At all.
Yeah.
It's too long, and it's just disgusting at this point. I don't know.
It seems to be getting worse before it gets better, I guess.
It does seem like a fraudulent strike, Allie. It seems like in the abuse of this, but we've been used to that. I don't know. Well,
Yeah.
let us know how that goes.
Oh, definitely. I will definitely let you know.
It's gonna
But
be
yeah, it's interesting, and I'm excited to see this documentary as well. I heard some of the mistakes, and I don't know. We'll see.
Yep. Us too.
I said I hope it's more accurate than any article we've read on it so far.
Right?
Yeah.
I know. Like I said, I'm gonna keep my expectations extremely low, and then we'll see how it goes.
Right.
Well,
All right,
you.
ladies. Well, thank you. Thank you for inviting me. It was nice talking to you guys.
Always. Thank you so much for coming on.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Putting some perspective on this prison system.
Well, now my mind's somewhere else. Now I'm just thinking about how
Netflix is going to be sending you some emails.
No, I think that they got involved in this stupid fight, and I don't understand why. Well, I mean, I guess she said because of money. So yeah, I don't. If I'm not on the list,
there can't be that much money. I mean, I know that people really think that YouTubers are like making bank.
No, YouTubers don't make bank, but Netflix and this whole that getting them to have the exclusivity and getting them to sign that contract could have had all kinds of clauses. I don't know what it was. I don't know how much they would have paid them for it, but that's a big deal for them to get them. So
wouldn't the Watts have more rights to it since Shanann's not in the videos? Chris is?
Not if I guess if they didn't want to participate.
They weren't asked to participate, so.
Oh yeah, because it's
Shanann's story.
It's that side. Yeah. So no,
But I'm just saying, like, if anybody had right to the body cam footage, I don't see how the Ruziks would have a right to the body cam footage.
Well,
obviously this is all speculation because I have no idea where this came, like this whole Netflix thing is coming from on a copyright anyway. But it would make zero sense that the family would have any right to the body cam footage.
well, I don't think it's about the body cam footage. I think that they picked. It would be interesting to see what exactly Daniel Bishops said and what exactly AD said, because Natasha said body cam, but I wonder if theirs were something different. I'm thinking that they're just going back through and watch us talking about this. I'm going to go in my email and have some shit in there, but they're going back. You know what I mean? And they're just finding whatever they can to turn in a fraudulent, sorry, just my opinion, fraudulent copyright claim just to be a nuisance. And because you have to respond to them and this and that. And I remember responding to NKs on my videos. It took like 2 hours and you've got to go through and look at the timestamps. So I think that it's about, I don't think it has anything to do with Discovery now. It has to do with those creators that they don't like. It's more targeting and harassing. And in my opinion, I could be totally wrong, but don't you think that's kind of a weird coincidence that it's them? Yeah. So, wow.
That's why I'm really curious to see, because like I said, there are other ones. You're right. It would be interesting to see what the other ones actually say, but there are other channels that literally only air the stuff that the Discovery itself. So if it is the Discovery, then it can't, then so many people are going to get these. Are they just starting with these guys because they don't like them? Why would Netflix care about these guys? That's why I said she's got 5,000 subs. It's not like she's not making $1 million off of YouTube. Most of her shit's not even monetized.
Well, man, it makes my mind just go. It makes me wonder a lot of things. Interesting.
We could talk about this on our walk tomorrow.
Yes, we really have to do that. We can't just pretend because we're on the live. Like are you going to be in charge or am I in charge?
So we made a decision that we're gonna walk and we're gonna talk on the phone so we can talk about true crime and get some exercise.
Because I think I'm going to die at like the age of 45 if I don't, because all I do is true crime and I haven't really moved in a while. So I feel like we should start moving again.
Very sedentary job.
It is a very sedentary, high stress job. It is weird. And I know people, it's good. But I mean, I'm just saying, you can't hide what's right there. It is a weird coincidence that it's those creators, and it's always those creators at that one channel that I'm trying to be nice about. That one channel talks about.
Right.
So anyways, this has been an interesting night.
And did Amy ever get her iPad charged? Is she coming back to us or?
Let's see.
Yeah, they don't want you to talk about the case. Well, so there was actually a clarifying statement that was shared by Sandy that literally said what they don't want. They understand people will talk about the case, but what they don't want is people trying to solve the case. So if you think you're going to solve the case, it's already a closed case and it's solved. So you can talk about it, but you can't say their names, which I just did.
Thanks. No,
well, I don't have a YouTube channel, so I'm totally
come after me. Like, damn it, Theresa.
It wasn't me.
Well, no, did you pay attention to the wording? And I know we probably shouldn't go. I don't care. She said the killer is in jail. Well, maybe that choice of wording is correct. That doesn't mean that anyone knows the story about what happened. I think it's a play on words. And I don't think it's Netflix that cares. Whoever said that. Oh, Abby. It might be the other people that were influencing them that care.
Or put in their contract, we want this done.
What I'm wondering is that possible or no? We're going too far. I will die.
Let's go into a conspiracy theory about Netflix.
No, let's not. I have a subscription to Netflix. I love Netflix. I'll get off when I get off here. I'll probably watch.
I do too, but this is actually very disappointing to me. Like, I'm very disappointed that they're going to try to go after YouTube creators that want to talk about a true crime case and say that they own the rights to it.
I mean,
Daniel Bishop doesn't put out any type of stuff about Discovery. I mean, I don't watch every video, obviously, but I've watched a lot of his videos, and there's not like, he's not going through Discovery. He likes to talk, and he's talking to people about stuff. So what are they going to hit him with?
And to take the revenue, I mean, you guys, you can make $30 to $100 a month, sometimes a video, sometimes if it's even monetized, which most true crime isn't. I mean, really, Netflix, you're going to take.
That's why I'm like, it can't be about the money because there's no money in it.
Right. Well, hers wasn't even monetized, so it's for definite other reasons. Yeah. Exactly, Allie. If it's solved, why does anybody care? Good point. Why do the comments?
Why does anybody care? I don't know. I mean, here's the thing, is I understand as a parent why they would get upset with anybody who ever talked about Shanann or the girls. I could 100% say I would understand and back their agenda if it was going against channels and people that literally just, I mean, because there's some really bad stuff out there. If they went after that, I'd be like, I totally get it, dude. You're not going to talk about my kid like that. Like, you're not going to talk about my sister like that. Even if I fight with my sister, that's okay because it's my sister. You know what I mean? Like, I get that.
Yeah.
But I don't get the other part. I think I've said this in other lives. I would even understand if they went after the people who literally wanted to say like this never happened. It's all a scam and it's a joke and it was actors and this is all just for social media. And I would go after those people. Totally get it.
Right.
But I don't know. It's just like to go after a YouTube channel that's showing the body cam footage of a case. I mean, they're going to be really screwed because Crime TV has this all over their stuff.
Whatever they do, it's not going to work. And that's they just don't get. They've been trying. It's been what, a year now? Yeah, we're coming up on a year. I think this all started like last December when everyone was told to shut up. Mm-hmm. So when did the Netflix project start? Wasn't it last?
Same time.
December?
Same time.
Interesting. Did you guys all hear that? Now, this case really is the case of coincidences.
Yeah.
Why not push the envelope tonight? But it is a fact, right? We were told December. The first post I have in Patreon about being told to be quiet and asking the Patreon members what they thought was December, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was definitely end of last year.
So there you go. Well, very interesting. Amy got all charged up, so I just want her to be able to finish before we jump off. I know that it's been a long time and it's late, but I just want Amy to be able to finish really quick. Are you good for like another 5 minutes?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
I
mean, it's getting dark in here, so hopefully you guys can still see me.
I'm gonna have to send you like a little ring light for your car. Wouldn't that be cute? Like a little portable ring light in there.
Yeah, we're about to go through time change again, so it's gonna be dark earlier. So I'm gonna have to find a new hiding spot.
We'll have them write in, where should Theresa hide?
Yep.
I'll put up a poll in Patreon.
Okay, let's see.
That'll be hilarious. I don't know if I can. I like you in your car. It's like your thing now.
I know, and we're gonna have to do it earlier then. It's dark.
Damn it. True Crime Wednesday. We're gonna be drinking at like 2 p.m.
You're the only one drinking, honey. It's okay.
That's true. Well, we don't know who in the audience is drinking, okay? God. Teresa and her freaking Dr. Pepper. Hi, Amy.
Hello. Sorry, ladies.
That's okay.
Hi, Amy. Welcome back.
Hi. Thanks. So I have a couple of emails that he sent me, and the one that was dated 9/17, he says, we just went on COVID lockdown. I'm not sure how long this will last, but I do know I will pretty much be stuck in this cell for days. So that has to do with the COVID stuff.
Interesting. Okay. Because we did hear that they went on that lockdown, and they're like not like lockdown, you can't have visitors, but like lockdown where they're actually not allowed to do anything. They're like on quarantine lockdown. Right around that same time. So that makes sense.
I says, I don't know how long this lockdown will last, but I suspect it will be a week or two. I would rather be inconvenienced than this crap keeps spreading amongst us unchecked. The whole town the prison is in is pretty much infected. The town's population is around 10,000 people, and they have around 1,500 active cases.
That matches exactly what Stephanie was saying from the statistics she was looking at.
Yep. Let's see what else.
Yes, Abby, we'll talk about Suzanne too.
I guess I've got some letters I can go through, but if anybody has any questions they want asked, let me know and I will send them in the letters that I send them. It's about a 2-week turnaround time.
Yeah, I can even put a post in Patreon, and then if you guys have questions, put them in comments under the post. And then
these are not questions for Chris Watts. Let's just clarify. These are questions either about the prison or what information he would be able to, find out being there. You know what I mean? Like it's not like this guy's gonna walk up to Chris and be like, "Hey, I've got some questions for you, buddy."
Right.
No, he said that if he ever walked up to Chris Watts, he would put his hands on him. So,
well, this guy's already been in the hole like 4 times for fighting.
Yeah. Yep.
So
yeah, he has no time of day for pedophiles, child killers, none of that. But he did ask a friend or somebody to keep an eye on Chris and see what information he can get from him. And I have no idea.
Does he have any thoughts or know of any of the other prisoners' thoughts on if Chris actually even did all of this? Like in Facebook land, there's different camps of Chris did nothing, Chris didn't kill the girls, Chris did everything, NK was there, NK helped, NK knew. Do the prisoners talk about
I did ask. I asked him if he thought that NK was involved. And he said yes, and so does most of the prison.
That's interesting.
Do they have any thoughts on Trent?
I didn't ask about him, but I can.
Yeah,
throw that in there.
Just for shits and giggles, throw that in there. So then that makes me it's kind of even more curiouser because I wonder where do they think that NK's involvement really is? Is curiouser a word, by the way? I don't think so. More curious? I think it's just more curious. Yeah, that's okay. I've been in my car for like 2 hours. You got to give me a break at some point.
We'll go with
so
it.
I'm wondering if most of the prisoners think that NK was involved, what do they think her involvement was? And then would Chris even be on the chopping block to be beat up if he didn't actually kill the girls? I should say if they think he didn't kill the girls and that NK did. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm going to start not making a lot of sense here soon. So
hang in there for just a while longer. We still have a little bit of Suzanne.
That's okay. This is when the fun shit starts.
Teresa's had a little too much Dr. Pepper, you guys.
Yeah, I'm going to switch to water, I think. The Dr. Pepper is really getting me.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I know Jacob Peterson, he was there, and him and Chris were friends.
Correct.
I don't remember. Okay, this one, I got this letter that I'm going to read is August 22nd is when it was mailed.
Okay.
It says Chris Watts is still here and has just finally been moved into general population recently. I thought I wouldn't have too much to offer you in the way of answers concerning them, because I had asked him about Jacob Peterson too.
He's in New Mexico now.
Yep. he goes, in the way, too much to offer you in the way of answers concerning them, because I consider the both of them monsters, and I would never involve myself with them or anyone like them. Well, not in a nice way, anyway. Let's see, what else did he say? He kind of jumps around, so it's.
Speaking of women, Jolie, Amy, what was the other thing that you said? I have it written down about his mail. Did he get?
Oh, that was in the letter I just got from him.
The new one, right?
Yeah, I just got this like yesterday or the day before. Sorry if you hear booms. We've got a thunderstorm going on.
Ooh, in
Minnesota.
In Minnesota, near Fargo.
I know she talks like Fargo.
Yep.
I freaking love it.
I do too.
All of our questions
Okay,
would be answered if the lawyers actually wanted the truth.
Right.
And so I go back and forth on that too, because he says in his February confession that he told his lawyers the truth and they said they would fight, and he said no. But is that accurate? I don't know. I can't even tell you the amount of money I would want to pay to look at his defense team's information. Talk about a GoFundMe.
Especially since there's stuff about NK in there that none of us got to see. Really good stuff too.
Well, that's where supposedly the bipolar videos are, in his defense attorney.
You haven't done that yet, this video, and I'm super disappointed.
The bipolar stuff?
Yeah, the ring cam invitation.
Oh, the ring cam.
I think about that sometimes. It makes me
You think about that sometimes? You like go to sleep and you're like,
I do. I think
you see me coming like, Chris, I know you're in there. Where you at?
Okay, so here it is.
I do.
This is what he wrote just a couple days ago. So about CW, I don't email this stuff because it will get read. I asked someone I know to keep me informed about him. He recently suffered a fairly harsh beating, but they didn't get caught. I also heard he gets a lot of mail from women all over the US. Apparently, they send him money and pictures. I do not understand why, and I really don't want to understand. Yeah, I tend to think his mistress was involved. Even if it was after the fact, it does not matter. That type of crime deserves absolutely no forgiveness or mercy for anyone involved. No, I haven't heard of him talking about her or his case for that matter. It really bothers me that he has people he doesn't even know buying him TVs, radios, etc. That subject gets me angry because it's just wrong on every level.
Wow. Lots of women writing him.
Sending him money and pictures.
Yep, buying him TVs, radios.
Milk Island Jolie.
I can't imagine a bunch of women writing, and I think a lot of it has to do with like Facebook and YouTube notoriety. Could you imagine if Letitia Stout was a man? I mean, look at how many people she writes already. Like, Jesus. If she was a dude,
is kind of manly.
She is really manly. I agree.
But I'm just saying, like, could you imagine like all the women that would be writing her then? Look at all the women that already write her. I don't know. It's weird. No, there is not video of NK on the Ring camera. I just pretend like there is.
That we know of. But if there was, it would look just like that, you guys. I promise.
Dude, I swear she showed up there on July 4th, unannounced. He's in there shampooing, and he sees her show up on the Ring camera, and she's like staring into it like, Chris, I know you're there. Where are you at? Chris, enter the door. I just see her. I see her being all crazy.
No, Stephanie, I wish we would have, because that would be everything. I know they've got to be in the defense files, right? I would hope
they're supposedly at is in the defense files, yes.
Which Okay, just for a second, imagine you're on a jury and you have the weird circumstances we have. You have the phone ping at the crime scene. You've got the bipolar videos. You've got some other things that that haven't really been talked about. You might be confused and not know who did what, correct? Because, I mean, that's what I'm thinking. Like,
and that's why I think the Ruziks wanted everybody to shut up. I think that somebody from law enforcement saying, hey, you guys keep this up, Chris is going to get another trial, or Chris is going to actually get a trial, and then people are going to be confused, and he's probably not going to be found guilty, and now you're going to have nobody in prison. So what are you doing? And they're like, shit.
Yeah, because I might be confused if I was seeing that, well,
we are confused.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't seen it. Imagine if we did see that. Imagine if we did see bipolar videos or ring camera footage where she's in there like stalking him, and then we have her actual phone information that we don't currently have. Dude, the only way around it would be to actually have like the actual forensic, like the DNA and all of that to prove that he actually did anything. What the handprints look like? Did they match hers? Do they match his? Do they match nobody? Like, there's so much.
There's allegedly some stuff that she did right after, like before the 15th, that was weird. There's just a lot, and I think it would be enough to possibly confuse a jury. I don't know. We'll never know now, or will we? I don't know. So Jolie had a good question, Amy, up there for you. And what was it? Oh, could you ask what else he talks about besides the Bible?
I can ask him and find out. I didn't, because I asked him if he truly found God, and that was in one of my letters that I sent off. So I'm waiting on a reply to that, because I don't email him anything about Chris Watts. Just because.
Yeah, because they read it.
Yes, and it could put him in danger, and I don't want to do that. He's nice enough to answer my questions and stuff, so
right.
I just don't want to cause any issues for him.
I agree.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be writing him and saying, like, just to talk about Chris anyway. I mean, he'd be like, why don't you just write Chris? He'd probably write you back.
So do you want me to do that, Amy? I'll put a post in Patreon for the questions, and then if you give them like a certain period of time to put them in, and then
yeah,
could do it like that.
Yeah, we can do that, and I'll gladly ask him. I mean, he's, as far as I know, he's been honest with me so far.
You're right, Jeff. He fathered his daughter. Well, Bundy did while he was in jail. Back in the conjugal.
Wisconsin doesn't have conjugal visits, so
I know.
Because I asked him and he said no. I asked, do they have conjugal visits? And he said no.
No. So I think we're safe. We're safe there unless he gets transferred.
Most states don't have it anymore, from what I heard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said a lot of them are getting away from it. Yep. That there's very few left that do it.
Right.
And my prison guy, he's a career criminal. He's spent more time in jail than he has out.
Yeah, and he's in there for life, right?
He said he's got 14 years left.
Oh, okay.
So he'll be mid-70s before he can even go up for parole.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you giving us that, and then I'll put up the post. If I don't do it tonight, I'll get it in tomorrow, and then they can just put in those questions, and then you come back on when you get the new letter.
Yeah, I will definitely let you know when I get answers back. It, like I said, it takes about 2 weeks.
Okay.
I think that's super cool. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Oh, not a problem, ladies. My pleasure. It's been very interesting, actually. I mean, it's just some of the stuff I was just blown away by. So
the fact that a convicted murderer gets TV sent to him, or TVs bought for him.
Exactly. Well, I just told him, I said, I really wish he'd have been Bubba's cellmate. So,
Well, I'll put that up, and then I appreciate you doing this, and we'll be interested in seeing how those come back. And now we got you all set up, so we won't have any, connectivity issues. We're all good, right?
yeah,
Yes,
let's
we'll just
hope.
have to make
Well,
sure we
I'll make
charge
sure my
the
battery's
iPad first.
charged.
Yeah.
That happens
The
to me
joys of
too,
having grandkids, I guess.
right?
I have little kids and my iPad's constantly dead. And then they yell at me because I didn't charge the iPad. And I'm like, I haven't even used the freaking thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, you
I need
use
a
it,
new
you
one.
charge it.
Yep, exactly.
Well, thank you,
All right,
Amy.
ladies. Well, you
I'm gonna
guys have a great
Thank
night.
you.
And
You too. All
thank you. All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you
right.
soon.
Bye, Amy.
Okay, bye.
Have fun in Minnesota.
So I promised we would talk about Suzanne really quick. Did everyone get to see the video from the trip?
I did. I watched it twice.
That was interesting. I think it was really interesting because Barry wasn't in town, but that would have been even more interesting. But as you guys know, the search is tomorrow, and it'll be really interesting to see how that goes. I mean, did you see?
I just want to put out there, and if you guys have not watched the video, you have to watch the video. It's only like 15 minutes long, so it doesn't take very much time. But there are some comments by Vanessa, dude. I was literally laughing so hard. I was gonna pee my pants. I was like, dude, she's passive aggressive as fuck.
I told you.
I know, it was so funny though. What was the first one? The first one was they're not gonna call the job is so big, they're not gonna call in Barry from Salida.
After I put the video, I was like, I hope no one took offense to that. It was just, I don't know. I told you.
I was laughing. I thought it was perfect. And then at the end, you're like, he was on his hunting trip while you were in Salida, so he was looking for the mountain lion. I was like, oh my god.
I just have.
Man, it was so funny.
I don't know. Thank you. It was an interesting trip. I just have so much pent up crap for that guy. I think everything I heard about, I don't know, the petty LaBelle in me is real these days. But I just, everything I heard when I went down there and talked to the locals is Suzanne, what it is, just really good person, really likable person, really sweet person. But it was interesting that not a lot of people saw her out of the house very much. Sounds like she had a kind of a controlled life. She really, and it's a tiny town. We had to be quiet where we were talking and stuff, and people didn't really see her out of the house a lot. Makes me wonder. Did you see the thing that just came out about? Someone said they were on the phone with her in January, and they asked her to come to Florida and visit, and they heard Barry in the background say, "You're not going anywhere," and get off the phone. So,
no,
yeah,
I did not see that.
It's in the past couple days, and so it makes me wonder what was going on in that house. I don't know.
I still am very curious on why neither daughter has spoken.
Well, the youngest daughter is living with Barry, and then the older daughter went off to school and is in a dorm. So
Why her mom is missing.
Yep, which is insane. And then, yeah,
dude, you couldn't even pick me up off the fucking floor if my mom was missing.
Same. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. And if you guys didn't see the Profiling Evil thing, it's going to be really interesting tomorrow. They have all this high tech apps, and they have people working for them that do this, and they're going to be able to. And I don't know if everyone can watch it live, but you'll be able to see exactly where they're searching, so they don't double their efforts, and you can see where everyone goes. And they've got drone companies, they've got cadaver dogs, and this is a tiny town to have over 1,000 people coming in like that.
There's people coming from all over for this.
Mm-hmm.
And then Barry's not going because he wasn't invited.
And he called it a publicity stunt, which
his brother-in-law, whose little sister is missing, is doing this for publicity.
Yeah.
He's looking for his little sister for publicity. What?
You think he'd be thrilled?
He's looking for his little sister because he wants to find his little sister.
Right? Don't you wish? Well, you'd think he'd be thrilled that all these people cared and are flying in and doing all the stuff. And nope, he's bitter and pissed off about it. he's probably stressed out and wondering if he, I don't know, allegedly hit everything correctly. It's too late now.
Oh yeah, probably. He's probably questioning a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. So
And there's a lot of times like where I go back and forth on whether I think somebody's guilty or if I try not to jump to conclusions, and I really do. I try to like give, once again, I try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, but dude, I'm telling you, there's something wrong with this dude. I can't even like bring it to words. And I'm normally like, nope, give him a shot. Shane Carey, same thing. I was like, nope, I think he's innocent.
you did.
We got Kelly Brandon case right now with Eddie. I'm like, I think the guy's telling the truth. This guy, dude, this Barry dude, I think he is full of shit.
Well, it's funny too, because the locals do seem weary of him. And what I was told is this is just what I was told, that he allegedly has a really hot head. People don't like working with him. They are weary of him. People were afraid to talk about him in public places. Really weird stuff. But and then, there's those 2 spots that look really suspicious, but it'll be interesting to see if they find anything tomorrow, because they're going to have a lot of equipment, a lot of people.
It's 3 days. Am I wrong?
I think so. I think it is 3.
So some are going like Friday, some are going Thursday, some are going Friday, some are going Saturday. It's like not necessarily all the same people. You signed up for whatever day.
Yeah. Profiling Evil's flying in. There's a lot of people flying in, and it's going to be interesting. I don't know. I think it's so weird that they're going to be searching everywhere, probably including his new property, like where I went, and he's just going to be sitting there. I mean, it's so weird if you think about it. He's going to watch everyone look for his wife. I don't get it.
So I guess that's the question: is legally they can't walk on his property. It's now his property.
Right.
So there's gonna be some technical things that are gonna have to happen for them to be able to actually search. Can't send a dog out there. You know what I mean? So I'm just I don't know the legalities behind what they're gonna be able to do, which is why I'm extremely thankful that you have a Profiling Evil that's backing Andy on all of this, because they actually will know what they can and what they can't do. And then you have, the police, the police department that's on standby in case anything happens, and is in support of it, but knows that they can't legally do some of these things because it's not in their handbook.
Well, that's what I was saying in the video, why it's interesting. If he did put her there, it'd be interesting, or a smart move to buy the land, because now they need a warrant to get there, get on the land. And I have a picture. I didn't put it up today because I chickened out, but I had made this side-by-side picture. I don't want people to go, oh, you're stretching it. I just wanted to show, for curiosity, of what Shanann's grave looked like after they backfilled it, and what this one spot on his land looked like. I did a side-by-side, and it's kind of interesting. I would
put that up in Patreon.
I'll put it up in Patreon because I cannot put it up anywhere else. And I don't want...
Stephanie says her dad went to Salida and there's no flyers. Did you see flyers when you were there?
Not a lot, no. I think I saw one.
That's crazy.
There's not a lot.
For somebody who can go door to door and put out, business cards, you'd think that he'd have flyered the shit out of that county.
You'd think. I didn't mention, or I didn't see really any. And then if we talked about it, they'd be like, shh. It's so weird. I can't even, I don't know. Oh, Jeff, I don't know. I think it's in Maysville, Salida. It would be interesting to see if they're going to do the trek up to Broomfield. I don't know.
You can join in.
Right.
Be like, they'll just caravan back with them. You're just like, here I am, guys.
Well, it's I-70 and it's really populated. I kept trying to say that, but everyone was arguing with me. I really think it would be really stupid for him to come up towards Denver Metro, because the odds of you getting caught are way higher the closer you come to Denver. Where he is, right, it's very quiet. He could get away with something down there. Not up here, I don't think. But his 52 push-up challenge.
So you actually said something in your video that I thought was interesting, is that you have now come to think that she actually may have died Friday night and not Saturday night.
I do. That's just my guess. So, yeah.
I wonder if she was actually attacked while she was in the middle of texting her friend. And that's where Andy's coming up with this 3.5 hour window, is because of what he would have, if she died during this text messaging exchange with her friend, and then Barry checks into that motel or hotel on Saturday night, is that the time frame in between?
Yeah, it could be. I was just thinking Friday only because, but there could be other explanations. I was thinking only because Morgan said he was acting so weird on Saturday morning, and he was all concerned about the beach. And then the local told me he built out past the property line, which is really odd because that's not owned by the owner. It's a professional soccer player who owns the house where the beach is behind the waterfront property. And anyway, I just wondered if that's why he was acting weird. And then he said he had to get home to the wife, but yet he was shopping all day and putting his cards on doors. But it's definitely possible because no one has a time frame on that. His times are fuzzy all weekend. He really was.
And Friday night is when they heard oh my gosh, what do you call it? Stupid thing.
Oh, the Bobcat.
The Bobcat. Yeah. Was that Friday night or Saturday night?
That was Friday. Was that Friday night or Saturday night? Crap.
I think it was Friday night.
I think it was Friday night that they heard the Bobcat, which is, and see, the girls left on Wednesday, so we don't know when anyone saw her, talked to her. And I was told yesterday that trip that the girls went on was supposed to be 2 weeks, but they came back early. And he planned that trip with his family. Interesting. So I don't know. I think this is going to be really interesting to see. I just feel like something's going to happen. Do you know what I mean? I feel like something is going to happen while they're down there. Either they're going to find something or someone's going to get in a confrontation with Barry. I feel like something's going to happen down there. You don't think she's near Salida? Where do you think?
I mean, Barry would have been better off to say he wasn't going to this search because of that, because he was in fear of something happening with all these people and knowing that he is,
right,
the main person of interest for the amount of people that are coming in. He would have been better off saying that. Like, I don't think that I'm a benefit to, I think I would be a distraction because so many people are against him.
Yeah,
but instead he says he wasn't invited.
Yeah. Do you need to be invited to your wife's search party? What a freaking narc.
Well, I mean, like, I can guarantee that the people who are showing up weren't invited either. They all signed up to go.
I know I wasn't invited. He could have messaged the friend. But it's possible. Crested Butte.
That's what you were thinking, that he was the one that was actually messaging. He was messaging the friend. I mean, and I think, and I know there was a comment under the video that they're like, no, if I message somebody on behalf of somebody else, some people can tell. But I'm like, I could guarantee you right now, I could message as my husband and nobody would know the difference.
I mean, if he knew, he was with her since they were teenagers, right?
Right. I mean, known her for many, many years. And I imagine how many text messages they have exchanged between each other that he would know how she talks. Right. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Stephanie, 2 hours is the distance between Crested Butte and Salida. I think so too. And the person I was talking to said everyone's just like, he knows better than that. Why would he build out into the river like that and then dump rocks on top of it? Really weird.
But I'm surprised because that's not his property. Why they haven't searched that yet? Normally they just go ask the people, hey, can we search here? And that a lot of people are like, yeah, do whatever you got to do. I mean, like, that's what they, when they're looking for Jennifer Dulos, they went to that house that Fotis had built and they were like, take up whatever you got to take up, do what you got to do.
Right. And you guys know who the CBI agent in charge of that is, right? That's why I was like, I hope he watches this video too. I'm like, Kevin, you need to get to the property, Kevin.
Come on, Kevin. You can do it. We have faith in you, Mr. Kobach.
Yep, it's Kobach that's in charge of this. And people are wondering, if he's going to get to the property that Barry just bought. And Barry's no longer on that job, obviously, on the waterfront property, I was told. Any updates on Kelly?
Unfortunately, no. I know they Eddie was down in Florida for almost a week, I would say.
For the search.
Yeah, for the search efforts. Nothing has come up yet.
No.
Joey says that WTAF has a recent post that's worth reading. I don't think I've read that one.
what's interesting is, while at the very beginning of this live, I haven't been able to look at it. I got a message from WTAF, and I haven't been able to check it yet because it's really long.
Oh.
So it's about something went on 2 hours ago, but I haven't even been able to check it. I'm too ADD. I can't do both at the same time. It was like, I will read it when we're off camera. Becca. Yep, it's Kobach.
There.
You know, he's like, oh my God, these women are paying attention to this case. Awesome.
Kobach's probably like, how the hell does everybody find out about the cases I'm working on, and why is this always such a big deal?
Right.
He's like, there's like thousands of missing people. Go find them.
And there's so many CBI agents, but it's
leave my cases alone.
We meet again, Kevin.
We meet again.
Whatever. I gave him an Academy Award in one of the videos. I think so too. I always think that's so interesting, don't you guys? If Barry watched Chris or Letitia, do you ever have weird thoughts like that and think, did he watch and say, okay, well, Chris did this, or the polygraph was a big mistake, and then this was a mistake, and whatever. If they watch, well, because we know Letitia was in Chris Watts groups.
She didn't learn anything. She really didn't.
Anything. Good point. I don't want to say she's a nut job. I watched myself because she's actually not crazy. She's not crazy. When is her second one done yet? Is her second evaluation done yet? No, it's
they had like 60 days or something to do it, but
November 12th is the hearing. But she's not crazy. She's just like borderline. I bet you she's borderline personality. I'll bet you anything.
I bet you she's classified as an M2.
An M2. You know, I think that whole classification weird because I mean, some days I feel like I would be an M2. So how is he an M1? You know,
I'm like I have anxiety, and
yeah.
And I think as an adult with life, you suffer from depression, especially in 2020. So I'm like, I think most of the world is going to be a 1.
Right? I don't know. I think that system is. When your dad passed through Salida, they were on the way to Crested Butte, which is all mountains, right? Yeah, it's all mountains. It's a rough terrain where they live. It's all woods, mountains. You've got bears, you've got mountain lions. It's not a friendly terrain by any means. Lord knows if I got on a bike, I couldn't go 5 feet.
And my bike would have been found in the driveway.
Right? Mine would have been right there, but it'd be because I couldn't go any farther. And I just set it down and have a Prosecco. I'd be like,
like the Prosecco is at the end of the driveway. We know she made it this far.
I can make it. So bad. I ran downstairs to get my computer, ran back up because I didn't want to be late. And I sat down here and I was like, I really was. I was like, okay, that's it. That is it.
It's so bad.
Freaking go back. Dr. Stout. Did we ever know if that is fake?
Okay, nobody's ever found any record of her having any type of anything. We haven't even found the fake one. It has to be like internet ordered.
Is who single? Is Kobach single? I don't
think so. I don't think so.
No, didn't we look that up once because we were wondering when NK was messaging him at like 2 a.m. like, Kevin.
Wasn't there one time that she was like messaging him and he was eating dinner, or he was cooking dinner for his family and he was still messaging back and forth with her?
Maybe.
Or something like that. It was a while ago now, so I don't really remember exactly how that story went down, but
I just remember her 2 a.m. text like, Kev, call me.
Hey, Kev, come on. I'm up even though I have to work in the morning, and then I have to go to bed at like 9.
Because what you have to say can't wait till 8 a.m. I just love his quote. For any of you guys who've never heard what Kevin Kobach said about NK, that he felt like he needed, I don't know, never mind. That's better.
That's through an informant, through a source.
That's better through a post, not a video. He was a good man. That's why I gave him the Academy Award. No, I think I couldn't do what he did. I think he was patient as hell, and he has his limitations on what he can do anyways. You know? I
Well,
like
there's certain things that you can't just go look for somebody because you want to go look for them. There's a lot of like red tape that these guys have to go through before they can just go start tearing down people's walls and shit. And
right.
I mean, no, I think that they do what is in their, realm of being allowed to do.
Yeah. So I don't know. I like that by that 5th interview, you guys, you can hear he can't contain himself. When he starts laughing at that part where I have WTF, where she starts talking in that weird voice, and she's like, what did she say? She goes, "You want me to do it right now?" And he's like, she like switches accents, and he's like, "Well, he's an agent." And then she goes, "Well, I don't really know." And she starts talking in this weird voice, and he just bursts out laughing because he can't. It's like he's got to be sitting there like, this is unbelievable that I have to talk to this trash bag
No,
anymore.
isn't he the one that he's the one that said like, well, we have a murder investigation we're doing, or what did he say? No, so
Yeah,
take your time. Take your time. We're only, trying to find 3 missing people.
he does. And then when she's talking about Charlotte, she's like, "Oh my God, Kev, listen. Charlotte was so drunk," and I don't really care about that. I'm doing a murder investigation.
Right.
Yes, Jolie, did I already leak that before?
I think we've
cool.
said it before.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I already leaked it. Don't have to worry about this time. Okay. Yeah, that he needed a shower when he was done talking to her. Yeah.
God, I want to take a shower when I just talk about her.
I know. I just did her voice and I was like, this is it. Yeah. Yeah. It's obvious. I like that part where he's like, "Yeah, we can tell you like to talk." He he's got a good passive aggressive game in those interviews.
But no wonder you give him the award.
Yeah. He's got him and the analyst.
I can't wait till we can see the conversations with Barry.
Oh, yes. We will do an unmasking Barry. Yeah, he does. He has a good petty game. I agree. Well, I think that's about it for now. We'll follow the search tomorrow. I'm going to put a post up on the community wall on the channel, and then we'll follow that. It's going to be really interesting.
I hope they find something.
Me too. I'm hoping they do. Man, something. That many people.
The thing is that he's got like a very specific time frame that he wants to work with, and he's like, it has to be within this circle. So there has to be something within this circle because this is the time frame. And I'm really hoping that he has some more concrete information than we do, because he says he has really good information that is the actual time frame.
I wonder if that's exciting. So maybe they've got a lot more than we even know about.
He said that he's got a lot. He doesn't have as much as like law enforcement, but he's got a lot.
Oh,
so I hope that he is searching in the right places, and
I'm going to be glued to that tomorrow.
I'm anxious.
And then next Wednesday is the Netflix special, ironically. So I obviously am not going to stream that. But we can have a live and talk about it, because I think it comes out. Teresa and I were talking about this. I think it comes out at midnight.
Midnight. So yeah, Tuesday night into Wednesday morning.
So we'll be up all night watching it. Bye, Jeff. Thanks for coming. Keep it clean.
We try.
I think so too, Denise. I think he is sweating it for sure tonight. I bet you Barry doesn't get a very good night's sleep tonight. Tube crime. No, what thing is it? Can you post it in the group, in the Facebook group? Is it a video?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't think.
I don't know what that is either, but if you could post it in the group, that'd be awesome. He got his info from a psychic.
Well, shit, I hope she's a good one.
Mm-hmm. Like that one in the Watts case was kind of interesting.
I mean, if the psychic says like she's probably under a tree in a mountainous area, then I'm gonna say that she's probably not very good, because I could do that.
Right. If there's a lot of rocks, a lot of mountains, a lot of trees.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, Stephanie, I am going to. I can't not. I think this is a very interesting one. I don't know. That's a good question. People are talking about that today. If okay, and I shouldn't say her. There's this one YouTuber, I'll post about it in group, that had a really, did you watch that, Theresa? A really weird video yesterday that kind of addressed that everyone's being mean.
Yeah, everybody's being mean. Everybody's being mean to Barry.
Well, poor Suzanne is more like it. Oh, cool. Thank you, Julie. All right, so it's been 2.5 hours.
Dang, girl.
I don't know how people do it for 8. Hey, you guys want to go another 6 hours? I can
My
do
God, no. No.
My ass is asleep. So
I'm like, I'll just be like, I'll take a nap. Oh, my shit. My lights went off and everything. Look at that. I'm done. I'm out of here.
left. That's a sign.
Here I am.
Now she's on NK ring camera, Theresa. Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, and it's time to go.
It's time to go. Okay. Thank you guys. It was fun tonight.
What psychic was that? That guessed that he was with a carrier bag entirely dismembered and burned.
I never heard about that. Abby, can you message?
Yeah, and does that psychic have anything up about Suzanne? Because that would be really interesting to see how accurate.
Yeah.
He is. I'm not 100% believer in psychics. Don't get me wrong. I think that too many people try to use it to make a buck. But I do think there is a very select few people who have some form of gift that is given to them. And I asked for it on my 41st birthday, and I'm not really sure I got it, but.
Yeah, I would love to see that, Abby, if you can post that somewhere. I've never seen that. Love you guys. Thank you so much for tonight. It was so fun. I love these nights. And Teresa's disappeared.
I disappeared. Do you believe in ghosts? Do you believe in
you need a flashlight? We'll do that in October.
It's story time with Theresa with my flashlight.
It'll be fun. Huh. All right. Well,
all right. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for hanging out with us.
Yes. Thank you so much. You guys have a good night.